Hey, everybody. We have a couple of special guests today. So this is Goldie and what is it? It's Goldie and Tiffany Jane, her daughter Tiffany Jane. This is a mother and daughter team. And the reason I brought them on is I started to talk to Goldie about some of the projects she's been working on for the last couple of years since we've had this crazy stuff going on in our world. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it seems to have sparked so much for you. Like, I can't believe all the things that she's been working on while everybody else has been kind of like hunkered down, scared. What the hell is going on? She's like, I'm creating this and I'm making this and I'm doing this. And I'm like, everybody needs to hear about this. This is like amazing. And then your daughter too. I think the first thing that I was exposed to with the two of you was that rap song you guys did, which I'm going to share in just a moment. I was like, oh my God, that is the cutest thing ever. I love it. So let's start with Goldie. Just tell me, like, how did you even why and how did this all start? And what have you been working on? Why don't you give our audience some ideas of what you guys have been doing and what you guys have been up to? Because yeah, I'll just let you take it.
Well, as soon as COVID started, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't stay home all the time. How am I going to handle being at home all the time? So I'm like, okay, I have to start something where we get up and move. So I started a get up and dance where we would get up off our computers for, 10 minutes? First it was 5 minutes, then it was 10 minutes because we love dancing. So we would do a get up and dance for 10 minutes. And then we had a lot of people joining that.
I think you did it through Facebook.
Live stream. So then after that, right before COVID started, I took a business class online about, how to be successful an entrepreneur at home. So this business class taught me you won't take action on things until you understand what you want to do, what your passion is, until you clearly understand what I really want to do, what I really want to share. So that helped as well. And then I started doing little things like when I did get up and dance, accomplishing that made me so happy. I'm like, let's do the next thing.
I think what has helped my mom is her love of accomplishments. Every time she accomplishes something, she feels so good about it. It inspires her to do something else. She's accomplishment driven for sure.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that was the next thing we did. Then after that, I started writing books. So then I wrote this book here. Right here, I've got the little book. I printed it out big. I had the printers do it big because in the back I put some healing codes, some channeled healing codes. This book is worth it just for these codes. And
that's amazing.
They were channeled by Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael, and it was anonymously shared. And it came up one night. I wasn't even looking for them. They just came up on my computer. And so I printed them out that night. I'm like, I have to print these out. And the next day I couldn't find them. And I never have been able to find them online since I printed them out. So this was like 3 years ago. So one of my goals was to get this in the book so other people can have it. And so I just wrote I had notes in my bedroom for the last 15 years about how to get over depression. And
you are such a knowledge seeker. Our whole house is filled with notes. Even in my bedroom, on my walls, she's taped notes that she wants to remember, just everywhere.
So I took those notes off the wall and I would put them in the book and then throw it away. Take another off the wall, put it in the book.
Our house is clean now.
So I've been saving them. And so then I decided to write another book. So my next book is The Divine Guide to Manifesting, which is something I really love to talk about and do. So this book is about how we have to it's about the Bible, it has a lot about the Bible and how there's more sins than we realize. Like there's a sin of judging people is a big sin, or complaining is a big sin. And so I just put this all in there and about how to manifest our dreams and how we got to keep our vibration high to manifest.
It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
She put a lot into it.
So that was my second book, but I'll show you more. I'll show you more of my first book. I love this book so much. So you can see a little bit about it. Yay.
Beautiful. I like your picture on the back too.
Yeah.
You look so pretty. Yay.
So the second book will be on Amazon next week.
You're almost done. I do the editing. I never know what she's writing until I go to edit it. I'm like, this is really good.
And so the third book I'm working on now is about our colors. The old, I saw revised color chart,
Like season analysis?
the season.
Oh, yes, you told me about this. So you know how we're like, oh,
You can
winter,
tell
summer,
that.
spring,
You
or
can tell
autumn
that.
by coloring. My mom and I have always been interested in that. I think that when my mom had her third child, we also had to stay in a lot because we were taking care of him. And we don't have family that lives nearby. And we got into color theory analysis. And that's why my mom dresses really well all the time. She knows her colors. So, yeah.
So that book is about, instead of just being north, south, summer, winter,
Fall and spring, we're adding
adding
cardinal directions. So north, south, east, and west.
and like the southeast,
Mhm.
which is like, which is spring, summer.
Yeah.
And then the southwest which is like earth, summer, Indian summer colors.
So yeah, Amy, you're very cool skinned. So
Yeah.
I think you would be a summer winter.
Yeah,
But you'd have to do the draping.
She's
But,
Renelle Zellweger. She's
same coloring.
yeah.
That's
But
funny.
if you wear the colors that match your skin and hair and eyes, you just want to
It
be
makes
with
you
them.
pop.
Yeah, just like, who is that?
Mhm. Yeah, as you can see,
That's
my mom
awesome.
has so many passions, so many things she loves. I'll just be trying to work in my room, and then she'll come in and say, "We're writing a song today. Teach me how to rap." I just-
Tell her that. So we wrote a song together. You want to tell her how that came about?
I'm not even sure. It was all a blur.
We go
to
for a
write a
walk.
Christmas song. I'm like, Mom, it's September.
So we were on a walk. We go for a walk every day. That's our relaxation. And I'm like, let's write a Christmas song. So we wrote the rap as we were walking.
Yes.
And then we came home and
Mhm.
she has a little studio in the house and we just put it together.
Yeah, it was really fun to do. And then I helped her make the song, and she did a great job singing. And then she said, "Now it's time to make a dance to it." I'm like, what? So yeah, it really brought me out of my comfort zone. So that's what I love
We
about
did the
you.
floss. Well, that's my favorite move.
The floss, that's so hard to do. It's a very popular dance move where you have to lift your arms above your head, and yeah, it's in there.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
You want to see?
So-
Yeah.
With the original dance thing that you were doing, were you just learning new dance, or did you do a dance routine, dance videos? Like,
No, I would just get up and do whatever moved me in the moment.
aw.
Like, let's all get up and dance. And I would have everyone would be on Zoom. First, I would announce it on Facebook. Then we would do Zoom. I would also do Facebook Lives where nobody was on. I was just dancing and they joined me, but it got more formal. And we'd have all the little windows on Zoom doing dancing, which, that's what I'm doing now too. I put together 432 Hertz. This is really exciting. Dance and movement for kids. And Sherry Divban, she's very well known on social media. She has Divinely Guided Children. She got in touch with me and said from her website, she has a website, divinelyguidedchildren.com, and she has a YouTube channel with lots of views. She got in touch with me and asked me if I would put together a dance class for children for her and teach through her website. So that's about twice right now. It's about twice a month. And the classes are pretty much all full.
Holy cow. So you guys have been focused on basically creating joy.
That's exactly what it is. When people used to join your dance live streams, they would just say it was the atmosphere of joy. So joyous.
Yeah,
That's so amazing. Now, Tiffany, what about you? What have you been doing?
So I am a music producer, and I sing and write my own songs, and I post them on YouTube, and I'm just slowly growing my channel. So yeah, I love it. I'm also I am an avid language learner, and I want to make my own app to teach people Korean and Hindi and languages that are harder for English speakers to grasp. So I'm actually working on creating a course on learning how to code.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. And don't you have a talk show now? Don't you have a radio show?
I do. So I'm slowly working on that. I had to kind of set up a studio for streaming, which took a long time. So it's just reached completion. So now that that's done, I have a website that I'm on called sessionslive.com. Might just be sessions.com now. And we basically do live streams. We do covers. Everyone on there just does covers and original songs, and people join us. And it's a growing platform.
That's awesome.
And you sing in different languages too.
I sing what?
You sing in Korean, you sing
I sing in different
in
languages.
Chinese, you sing in Indian.
How many languages do you know?
I don't speak anything other than English fluently because I spread myself over so many languages, but I can speak like intermediate. I can speak Korean and Mandarin, and I'm beginner at Hindi.
And Japanese.
A little bit of Japanese.
Yeah. You want to speak a little of Chinese now?
There's 我是 Tiffany. 你好吗?
Now speak a little Japanese.
Oh gosh. 私は Tiffany です。はじめまして。
How about Mandarin? I want to hear Mandarin.
That was Mandarin. 我是 Tiffany.
Oh, that was Mandarin.
How about Korean? Say something in Korean.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 티파니입니다. 뵙겠습니다.
Do you guys have a song you want to sing?
You go. You sing.
Oh goodness, I don't know if I have anything off the top of my head.
Sure, just sing that last song you wrote, the one that I love on this one. That your last original one you just did.
Do you want to sing your children introduction one? Do you want to? So for 432 Hertz Dance, my mom took the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and re-recorded it for the kids. And oh gosh, it goes like happy dancers everywhere.
Wait.
It's so cute.
Wait, I think I have.
Pull it up. Oh, I have it up on my phone.
You have it?
Yeah, I don't know. If we play music,
just play music. Yeah, just play the song.
Okay.
This is for my introduction to my.
Are you ready to sing along? Here we go. Happy dancers here today. Let's get up and dance and play. We are happy, well and good, doing all the things we should. Happy dancers here today. Let's get up and dance and play.
Alex, you're a happy dancer. Do you want to come over and say hi?
You want to do the follow-up one, the other one?
There he goes. A little boy just.
I have
ran
a
away.
third grade son too. I homeschool.
Tell him he can come in.
I did, but he just ran
Alexander,
away.
you can come say hi to Miss Amy.
He might be back.
Come on, Alexander.
He's gone.
I have 3 kids and I homeschooled all 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So Tiffany, how did you get past your comfort zone? Like you said that it was kind of tough for you to get up and do that crazy dance. Okay. So Goldie, for those of you who are watching and feel a little bit nervous, maybe that, oh, this is going to be kind of hard, or I don't know about that, or I don't know about taking this public. Like, what would you recommend for those guys?
Don't think about it too much because there'll always be a reason to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. That I would have to say that that's the number one thing that makes me good at what I do. I don't even think about it, because if I did, I'd get really paranoid and freaked out and scared and particular, and I had to learn to turn my brain off. I just feel inspired to do something and I just go do it, and I don't care what happens. I don't care the consequences. I just I feel inspired and I act on it and I do it, and then I go, oh.
But don't you notice when you do that, when you act on it, then all of a sudden all these more ideas come in because they're not coming through the filter of your head because you're not thinking about it. You've already started, you're just doing it. And so more and more like inspiration comes.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how it goes. And this is how, like, once you get your head out of the way, like she's talking about, she's totally right. Like one thing comes after another, and all of a sudden people start contacting you and they want to collaborate and they want to put things together too, because they like your energy, and it just starts happening like that. So yeah, getting your head out of the way is huge. So what's another big tip?
Another big tip for just getting out.
What about you, Tiffany? I mean, you had to go out on a radio show. Like,
I've had to do a lot of things on stage. This past summer, I was in the Miss Massachusetts competition.
The pageant.
That was horrifying because I swim in the ocean with all of my clothes. And so getting up on stage in a bathing suit was, I don't know why I did that. I think my mom was like, why don't you give it a try? So, and then years ago, I was doing this TV thing in Rhode Island, and we had to get up on a stage in front of a whole audience.
PBS.
A PBS, like
they chose the most
competition.
talented kids, like in the high schools or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I got up on stage and I realized in that moment that if I wanted to be a singer, I had to not be afraid. I couldn't let fear stand in my way. If I want to be the best of the best, because I don't have any connections, I have to I have to not be afraid. I can't let fear enter my mind. It was just that mindset for me. And as soon as I embraced that, I wasn't afraid on stage. I never had stage fright ever again. Because for me, I can't turn my mind off. I've tried. So I have to give my mind something else to focus on.
It's really about being present in the moment. It's like just dropping all of that.
Yeah.
Because that's the cage, is when we start thinking.
It's true.
That's,
Oh, you know,
that's very true.
I know a big thing that helped me be able to be out there in the public more and create more was I came to a place where I love myself more. It's like people love me as much as I love me. So I got to this place where, you know what, I'm amazing. You know, I'm going to just go out and do this and just have fun. Like it was like people love you where you are. And so just get to a place of like loving yourself just where you are, just how you are.
Self-love. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, did you ever get caught up in all this craziness going on in our world? Were you ever like afraid or freaked out, or have there been moments when you just
yes,
when
in the
it's
middle
kind of tempted you off course, like, oh,
yes.
you know?
In the middle of COVID, I was so afraid. I got really afraid talking to my mother and my family. Oh, I'm so scared. And my mom's like, so scared. And all of a sudden, something clicked inside of me. Wait a minute. My God is stronger than COVID. In that moment, I'm like, God is stronger. God's got me. So I think everything underlying all of my faith and confidence and being in the moment is I know God's always got me. Like I never felt a need to get a vaccine. I never stopped wearing masks. I'm like, you know what? God's got this.
Trusting in God. Yeah.
That's
She
awesome.
said, Tiffany, my God is bigger than COVID. I love that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, it's yeah. It's the other stuff that's scary for me.
What other stuff?
It's the reason behind all that nonsense.
Oh, you mean the government?
All
Yeah, we
that,
feel very
yeah, all
threatened.
that.
We feel very
That's yeah, them driving their agenda forward, kind of stuff. So, but I mean, it sounds like you guys have had a really great attitude about whatever's been thrown at you or whatever's come out of the woodworks, you know. So, and I just love how you guys have stayed in that creative process and stayed present in the moment and let these things just come through, pour through you into this joy. And oh my gosh. So instead of creating more fear in the world, you've actually been creating, you know, you're helping manifest a joyful new world by keeping your attention on those things. So I think that's incredible. And I think if everybody could just take some time out and just dance, like I had I had a smelly thing in my pantry and I didn't know what it was. And I was afraid that it might be a mouse. And this is a really good lesson for everybody right now. I thought it might be a mouse or something. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I got a sanitizer. It's like an ozone machine. And I put it in there that was going to just zap it, you know, and it wouldn't get rid of the smell. And day after day, I had to keep putting it on several times to sanitize it. And it still wouldn't get rid of the smell. And I was like, this is impossible. Like, what's happening right now? Like, why isn't the smell going away? And the cats were like, oh, the smells. And I was like, I know, I don't like it. I don't want to open the door because it's going to get in the rest of the house. And all this stuff was going on. And I was avoiding even seeing the mouse because I didn't want to see anything really gross or I was like, and then God was like, just do it. Just go find what it is. And so I was like, oh, and I finally opened up the door today and started just pulling things out and looking around. And all of a sudden I look at the chicken soup. It's the kind that you get from the deli that's in the plastic container. And I looked over and I was like, oh, that sounds really good. I want to have some chicken soup today, maybe. And so I went over and I was like, I wonder when this expires. And I looked at it and I was like, it said keep refrigerated in big letters. It didn't say refrigerate after opening. It said keep refrigerated. And I was like, oh no. And I had like 3 of them. And one of them was like totally bloated, full of air and everything. I was like, oh my God, I found it. But you know, but that's what it's
and it
like.
wasn't a mouse. And it wasn't a mouse.
No, it wasn't any, you know, it never is what we're afraid that it's going to be, whatever the thing is that's smelly in our lives. We just have to be brave enough to open the door and start moving stuff around and sorting it out and finding out what the hell's at the bottom of it. You know, you got to face your fears like that.
You got to face it. Yep.
And it was never anything that was even toxic or dangerous or an animal or anything gruesome. I just had to remove the chicken soup and take it out to the garbage and hit sanitize one more time to zap it clean. And it was ended up being absolutely nothing. But that's what it's like though. Just like what you discovered going out on stage, you're just like, I just have to empty my brain and just go do. Really what it is it's doing God's will, because God is always trying to inspire us to do things on its behalf, and we get in our own way by getting that thinking going. So if we can just act on it, if we can learn to just be like, oh my gosh, that's such a great, I do that all the time, you guys. Oh my gosh, what a great idea. And I go do it and I see what happens,
Yes.
Yes. And it could become a thing or maybe not or whatever, but I just do what inspires me and I do what excites me. And I feel like I'm just, my life is all about just playing. I'm just constantly playing and it's so much fun.
Yes. Yes. Like you're excited to do it. Yeah. Because you're following that inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I follow one project to completion before I do the next one. I learn my lesson. I used to do 10 at one time and get nothing done. I follow one idea till completion is done. And then I move to the next one.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. I really love that. I mean, I have that issue. Like I have so many different things sometimes that it's like, I know that I have to get to it. Then it starts nagging at you,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm procrastinating on this thing. And it's like over there looking at you going,
It's like it takes on a life of its own. It's like
It
it's
does.
alive. It's like, you promised to finish me.
I know. I have like 100 emails to get to right now. And I'm like, I will take Friday to do it. I'm going to just bulldoze through these 100 of emails. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that's one of the things I've been procrastinating on. But yeah, I think that's a really good tip too. Just take one thing, focus completely on it and get it done. And then move on to the next thing. That's how I've been getting it done this week. I've been like, I've had to like slow down my Q&As and everything because I'm just like, I have to get these email orders done and then I have to answer people's emails. And then it's like, I took one day to do everything. I was like, on Tuesday, I'm going to do this. On Wednesday, I'm going to focus on that. And on Thursday and every day at the end of the day, I'm like celebrating. This feels incredible.
Yes.
I did it.
Accomplishments. That's what drives me.
So I guess, that's another thing too, is not only, all of this, but it's like, if you could take out a calendar, like say you're overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, but I have so many things that I want to do. Write them all down, those things that you need to do, and then plug them into your calendar. Plug them into your calendar so they're out of your head and they're less overwhelming. And then just go take care of something on your calendar every day. By the end of at the end of a month, you've gotten 30 things done. And some of those things will get done faster than you think. So you can add some more things from other days and just erase them off the other days and fill it in with something else you want to. But you're always getting something done every day that way.
Yeah, calendar helps so much. Yeah, definitely.
So anything else you guys want to offer up to our audience? How about sharing your information, your website, where people could find you, any of that?
Do my link tree.
Yeah, so my mom's link tree is Linktree, so lanktr.ee/goldieharison. And all of her links are there. Her website, where you can buy her latest book. Our Christmas cheer song is actually available to stream. So
On Amazon, and where else is it on?
Spotify, Apple Music, if you need some Christmas cheer. And you can learn the dance as well.
And Goldie is spelled Goldie, Harrison, Harison. I'm also at goldieharison.com. Yeah, and tell them yours.
So I don't have a website, but youtube.com/C/Tiffany Jane is my channel. And you can find me also on Spotify and Apple Music, Tiffany Jane, all one word. And yeah. Also, you should follow my mom on Facebook for all of her passion projects that she continually does that bring people so much joy.
So amazing.
And she is the most beautiful singer. She was born with perfect pitch. She has such a beautiful voice. You want to sing us something?
Yeah, sing us something.
Sing an original song. Put your music on.
I haven't sang live in a while. I'm a little bit nervous.
That's okay. Show us how it's done. How do you move through the fear?
Okay. Like this. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. say, could that last be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Billow and breeze, mountains and seas, island of rain and sun. Mary of soul, she sailed on a way over the sea to sky. Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, I got chills.
Oh, I did too. Wow, I'm like
Aw.
healed hearing you sing.
What's that from?
It's a skyboat song. I believe it's an old Scottish folk song.
Oh, I loved it. That was
Oh.
awesome.
You see, you just did it live here.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
I need hot sweet tea.
That's awesome. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you sharing this with everyone. And to those watching, go do it. Just go make it happen. Just break through those fears and get out there in public, or let people know what you're up to, talk about it, spread it around, get everybody else involved. Just follow those inspirations and take them into action and see what happens. All right, you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you whenever I get another inspiration that strikes me.
You too. Thanks for having us. This was so much fun.
You're welcome. All right, bye.
Bye.
Christmas cheer, candy canes. Oh my dear, do you feel the same? Sliding hill, peppermint. Oh my dear, you're heaven sent. Ho ho ho, hum hum hum. Ho ho ho, hum hum hum. Every day feels like Christmas when I'm with you, baby. On my way, did you miss me? Be right with you, baby. Horse and sleigh, still can't stop me 'cause I miss you, baby. On my way, did you miss me? Be right with you, baby. A cozy fire, Christmas lights, take a sleigh ride through the